This podcast is offered through the Sacred Community Project, an interspiritual collective working to lower the barriers of access to contemplative and devotional practices. Through the universal teachings of love, service, remembrance, and truth, SCP utilizes modern technology to promote eternal values. Learn more at sacredcommunityproject.org.
Hey, this is Sitaram Das introducing some content for today's Sacred Community podcast. And today I have some more recorded content from the last Sacred Community retreat. This is a talk on Bhakti Yoga and some bhajans sung by SCP's very own Swapnil Abrol. And it's really just lovely. Swap is someone that has a rare combination of someone with a strong intellectual mind, a creative mind, while also having an extremely open heart, just a very naturally caring, kind, compassionate, loving person. And hearing Swap both talk about Bhakti Yoga and then also the way that he sings and presents these bhajans is a really beautiful testament to that rare combination of qualities that he has. Because he doesn't just sing these bhajans, but he weaves in the English translations of them and does so in a way that it creates a very rich just tapestry of storytelling and devotion. And it's not just a learning experience. Oh, these are what the words mean. It's a felt experience of deepening into the bhav. And so it was a really special offering. And I'm really excited that we can share that right now. I will also say that if you find this content compelling, SCP is having 2 retreats this year. We will be hosting the same retreat again on Salt Spring Island at the end of August. We are also doing a retreat on the East Coast outside of Atlanta at the end of May. That's coming just around the corner. And so if you're interested in either of those retreats, you can find all the details about the registration below in the show notes.
How to love in the devotional path is individual. How we love our friends, how we love our families and our partners and our pets and all our human and non-human relations. It's so individual. Yet there's a collective unity within that love that we can't speak about. How do you love? And how do you love? You can try to describe it, but it's always going to be beyond what we can describe. So bhakti sits there in the indescribable love that we all know. It's not something that you learn. It's not something that you can research or find out from somebody. Someone can teach you. It's something that's already there. And it's just a question of us tapping into that place within ourselves. And so Bhakti Yoga, the idea of Bhakti Yoga, the word yoga in modern day Western culture and Eastern culture very much also to a degree has become synonymous with Hatha Yoga, which is the yoga of the body. Yoga means simply union. Union with that. And of course, there are infinite ways to connect with the unspeakable. Hatha Yoga is one of them, where through the body, through movements of the body, and through certain practices and breathing and controlling what you eat in a very directed way, you can achieve a higher and higher state of connection and union. Similarly, karma yoga is achieving union through selfless service, through action. And it's a very high path and very intertwined with the path of Bhakti Yoga. And Bhakti Yoga is the path of achieving union through love. Love, devotion, as the highest path to God. Every yoga is the highest path, but for me, when I'm actively pursuing or participating in a yoga, it helps for me to invest completely in that method and say, this is absolutely it for me, and give it everything I got. And as a pure form of sadhana, of spiritual practice, the method itself takes care of the rest. So through the stories that we hear from the folks that were with Maharaji, he didn't give very many teachings. He definitely didn't give lectures. He sometimes gave instructions which often contradicted the instructions he gave 15 seconds later. And there were an outpouring of miracles around him. Like when people would go to him, he would know what they were thinking earlier that day, what they were thinking before. So there was clearly the power of the siddhi of reading the mind. There was a power of manifesting in multiple places at once, which a physicist once to Ram Dass, well, that can't happen because by the law of physics, you can't be in more than one place at once. And Ram Dass said, yes, I know, but he did it anyway. So there were all these amazing miracles. Yet, if you sit and talk with the folks that were with him, naturally the miracle stories will come forth as it's something to remember. But the commonality that everyone shares is the love that they felt. They say and still feel to this day that a moment with Maharaji changed the course of their lives, primarily due to the fact of the unconditional love that they felt coming from him. And it's a far out couple of words, unconditional love, which, get thrown around and it kind of makes its way into our day-to-day conversation. But if we think a little bit about the concept of unconditional love, if I was to ask you, what would you do if in this moment you knew beyond a doubt that you are unconditionally loved exactly as you are? What would your day look like? For me, there's nothing else to do. Turns out there's a lot of things that I do to play into that or look for that, work on that in myself. But knowing the presence of that unconditional love seems to put the universe in perfect harmony, even through the lens of our own minds. So because Maharaji was this son of unconditional love to all the devotees, they just sat there, immersed in this love. And after a certain while, they were like, well, is there anything we can do for him? He shares all of this with us just through the state of his being. Is there anything we can do for him? And they sooner or later found out that he likes to hear them sing. Through singing kirtan, which is what we've been doing, chanting the divine names, you can remember you can remember all the divine forms of the Lord. And then through singing bhajans, you can remember stories of the play of the Lord. Now, Maharaji left his physical form in 1972, 71. But through the stories of countless devotees that still interact with him to this day, it leads me to believe really strongly, my own experience included, that he just left one form and he's hanging around in another. And that other form is really accessible to each of us all the time. Of course, our minds get in the way and our own stories get in the way and all that. For me, if I practice devotion and practice love or spontaneously drop into love, there he is. And for me, that's the most direct way to find him. So what I'm going to share with you today is something that's called bhajans. Bhajans are basically stories in the form of songs. They can be short or they can be fairly long, just like a regular song or like a hymn. And they traditionally highlight the various aspects and plays of God in form. And there's a really interesting thing that happens with bhajans that I can't understand. If anyone has any ideas, let me know after this. Is by singing about the forms and the plays of God in these forms, for example, for what Krishna did when he was a kid, or during the Bhagavad Gita when they were at on this huge battlefield, or what Hanuman did. Somehow by singing about these stories, it brings about a radical change in the consciousness of the person who's singing and the people that are listening. And I can't quite explain it, but there's something about extenuating and connecting with the almost human qualities of these beings that brings out those qualities within ourselves. And I'm sharing this primarily because I was born into an Indian family, and I would listen to these beautiful songs in my mother tongue. And it would have this profound impact on me. And I would share it with people in my life. I would share it with my partner, and I would share it with my friends. And I'd say, wow, I have no idea. Fair enough, yeah, that hasn't quite translated in too much depth. So let me see if I can assist with that in a small way. So let's start bhajan by listening. It's written by the poet, the mystic poet Surdas. And it's written from the perspective of child Krishna, Kanhaiya. Krishna has many, many names. And when he was around, say, 7 to 10 years old, one of the common names was Kanhaiya. And he lived in Vrindavan or Mathura, which is in the plains of India. And he worked out in the cow fields. He was a cow herder and spent his days with the cows. And there's a type of butter in India that is so tasty. It's called butter. It's similar to white butter here, if any of you have white whipped butter, but it's almost like whipped cream. And if you've ever been to India, there's no shortage of rich, indulgent foods, creamy, things like that. So Krishna, being around cows, being around milk, loved this butter. And he would run into all the neighbors' homes, and he would grab some handfuls out of the butter pot, and he would eat it. And he would run away before anyone could see him. Now and then he got caught. But he was God, after all, so I'm sure he could get himself out of a tricky situation. One day, maybe there was no butter, maybe he already stole it from all the So then when Yashoda said to Krishna, Krishna, why did you eat the butter? He replied with, "Maine makhan khayo." Maine makhan khayo. I didn't eat the butter. Maine makhan khayo. Re maya mori, my dear mother. Maine makhan khayo. Naturally, she didn't believe him. I saw you eat it, Krishna. So Krishna thought, well, let's see if I can convince her. Bhor bhayo gaye unke panche. Bhor bhayo gaye unke panche. I spent my morning, Mom, out with the cows. Madhuban mohi pathayo. You guys feel baby Krishna. You guys feel his qualities. The bhajan goes beyond the picture, goes beyond the form. You can feel maybe what he would have been like. And that's ever so sweet. And there's a rich tradition of bhajans. It's basically the same kind of tradition as songwriters here, is that they write about these beautiful divine plays. And there's no shortage of bhajans for baby Krishna. This one's radically different. The devotion is just as deep. Zitna to karna Swami, do at least this much for me, God, my Lord. Jab pran tan se nikle. When life leaves this form, when my prana, when my life force leaves this form, do at least this much for me, my Lord. Itna to karna Swami, jab pran tan se nikle. Shri Ganga ji ka tat ho, Jamuna ka vanshi vat. Shri Ganga ji ka tat ho, Yamuna ka vanshi vat. Whether it's on the banks of the Ganga, on the rocks by the Yamuna. Yamuna ka vanshi vat ho, mera sabra nikat ho. May my beloved be oh so close. Jab pran tan se nikle. When my life leaves the body, mera sabra nikat ho. Jab pran tan se nikle. वक्त जल्दी आना, नई शाम भूल जाना। उस वक्त जल्दी आना, नई शाम भूल जाना। राधे को साथ लाना, जब प्राण तन से निकले। It's a Bhakti Yoga. When time comes, come quick. And Sham, Krishna, don't forget me. And when you come, please bring Radha. जब प्राण तन से निकले, पीतांबरी कसी हो, छवि मन में बसी हो। पीतांबरी कसी हो, छवि मन में बसी हो। And mercy means will. So again, playing on words, it's Aage tumhari marzi. And the rest is your will, my Lord. Jab pran tan se nikale, itna to karna Swami. Jab pran tan se nikale, jab pran tan se nikale, jab pran tan se Now, for me, that bhajan has such a different quality to it than the first one. We're talking about the infant's joy, which has in it which is full of divine play. And in this one, we're talking about the end of a life, which has in it the rich presence of God. And from the perspective of a dying man, to say, all I want, God, is for you to be close and for you to keep me close. Listening to this bhajan or singing this bhajan, it's almost a direct, surefire way to get us into a contemplative state for something that we don't necessarily want to access all the time. It's contemplation of death, the end of life. But death and sitting with death and being open to death brings so much richness to life. It shifts the perspective of everything, it opens our hearts, and it takes us naturally closer to God. And what a delightful way to do it, through song and through a naturally open being towards something that's maybe a little bit difficult to get to or to want to contemplate. How you guys feeling so far? Y'all doing all right? Okay. You following along? Any questions at this point about bhajans? All right. This next one is a little bit different because it's also sung in English. And you'll get a feeling of the whole energy of it. And there might be a time where I'll request your participation if you feel so inclined. inside you, it could be God within you, it could be presence, it could be consciousness, it could be light, it could be wisdom, it could be beauty, it could be truth. And every word in every language actually describes that. So when we sing Hey Ram, we just say hey, all of that. And so I ask you guys to try to feel that in your hearts and sing together. Yeah? Hey Ram, 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 Jai Jai Ram, Ram, Ram. Hey Ram, 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 Hey Ram, Ram, Ram. Hey Ram, Ram, Ram. We live now in an age known as the dark age, the age of ignorance, the Kali Yuga. And for each age, there's a certain prescription for liberation, which is the easiest way through. In the Kali Yuga, the prescription is the holy names, singing them, the saints that have made it to the other side, the ones that, as Ramdas called, get cooked. They're done playing the game. We've all turned around and said, the names of the way through in this age. Say them, sing them, write them, scream them, think them. What name? Doesn't matter. What name? All of them. Any name of the divine will take you there. Nam is one that's nice and easy. It's a beautiful word. You listen to the intricacies. Ram, Ram. Any name, any word, love, God, acceptance, safety, peace. It works. And you can call on it anytime. Day, night, work, play. It's always there for you. Thank you all so much.